Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. My name is Michelle Adamas, and I'm the owner of Vintage Revival Design Co. And we are live on my Facebook page, on Birds of a Feather, and on YouTube. So why not, right? I mean, we can do that. So let's do it. Um, for those of you that follow me in the fall, and I had lost my mind and ordered like 48 styrofoam balls to make little yarn pumpkins. I did make the yarn pumpkins, but when I ran out of yarn, no surprise, I still had styrofoam balls left. So we're going to do something with those today, and we're going to turn those into ornaments. And so I've got things all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the project. Let me know where you're watching from. And hello, Lori from Ohio. Thanks for saying hello. Okay, so we're going to be working with a styrofoam ball. And we're going to be working, I've already pre-made some molds. You can tell by my mold here. I didn't get a chance to clean it out. This is the Blitz mold by IOD, and I've made molds with air dry clay. We're also going to be working with, this is just the little ornament topper that you use to hang your ornaments on the tree. And so I was able to buy several of these. Hello, hello, Katie. I was able to order several of these in a package on Amazon. And then we're going to be working with some leafing and some paint. And so we're going to get started. Okay. So I've got some plastic wrap too. I'll show you that in a little bit, but I went ahead and pre-made some molds, and I want to be gentle. So I've got some of these larger snowflakes here. I'm going to pick these up gently. And then I did some smaller pieces. I may need to get a little spatula to help lift these up. Hold on one second. We're going to bring these up over here. So I've got them, and I don't want to handle them too much. But the first thing that we're going to do is I want to do a top and a bottom to go ahead and get this started. And so these styrofoam balls actually have a little divot up here that let you know what the top is. And so I thought I would just work with that. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up this one mold, and I have my Titebond glue. I'm going to have to hit it on the table here. Hi, Kate. Thanks for saying hello. And so I'm just getting the glue to come down because this has been used quite a bit. And I'm going to get a popsicle stick. And we're going to make some pretty ornaments out of these styrofoam balls because I have them. I don't want to waste them. And I also don't want to store them for an entire year to make more yarn pumpkins. I'll just get more next year if I decide to lose my mind again and make all those yarn pumpkins. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to apply this. The most important thing is to make sure that you get your glue all the way to the edges so that you have good adhesion on whatever you're applying them to. You don't want to put too much because then you have to worry about seepage. But you just want to make sure that you have enough glue to make good contact on it. I'm going to just set this aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the very best I can to get this right in the center of my ball ornament. And I'm applying this to the top. And I'm just going to go around and gently push down all the areas of the mold. Okay, and while this is damp, I want something for this little holder to be able to go into. So while this is damp, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply the hanger for this. To do that, I'm going to put a little daub of hot glue right here in the center. It's actually a generous glob, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take my holder and I'm going to push that down into the clay, and that glue is going to set up a little bit right there. And now I've got it and it's ready to hang. Okay, so my hanger is in place. And even though we're going to be painting, I can always paint over that. So it's really not a problem to do that. The next thing I thought that I wanted to do is I wanted to do the same mold, but on the bottom. And then I made some smaller molds to go around the top. So I wanted to show you how to apply your mold and then to go ahead and attach your hanger here. And then I already have one ready to go for the next step. So you'll see here that I did the top and attached the hanger. Then I did that same mold on the bottom. And then I took these tiny little other elements from the mold and just went around it like this. Okay, so that's what I did. And I'm going to go ahead and apply a wet paper towel on these since we're going to go on to the next step. And that will keep them fresh for me to be able to use and keep going when we're done here. So give me just 1 second to do that. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to apply a base layer of paint on these. And my idea is to do kind of an aged silver leaf on this. And so the first thing that I want to do is I want to base paint my ornament. And so I'm going to be painting the entire thing out first in Wise Owl's chalk synthesis paint in peppercorn. And it might take a couple of coats, but we'll get out the little dryer and we'll do it. So I'm going to go ahead and just start. I'm going to gently, these aren't dry really, but I'm going to go ahead and do the paint. I'm going to use the stipple motion. I'll do 1/2 and dry that, and that way I can hold it. And I just want to get down there in the areas as best as I can. This paint has really good coverage, as you can see. I am going to get a round brush though and see if I can get a little bit more. It'll help me. It's got a little bit of a pointy edge to it, so that will help a lot. So we'll go ahead and get, let's see, I'll go ahead and hold it this way and we'll get this bottom part done. And then we'll go from there. So the biggest thing is that the molds are so detailed. So having a soft brush with a little bit of a point on it when you're working on something like this can be super helpful. As the molds dry, they may crack a little bit. And then that means that you would want to go ahead and, you know, you might have a little touch-up paint to do, but that's okay. And so we're going to paint this up, dry it, and then we will paint the other area. And when this is all done, it'll work out really well with the silver leaf because we're going to just kind of distress that silver leaf a little bit and give this a really nice aged effect. I'm going to kind of come in here a little bit too and go in here. I know it's not super exciting to watch somebody paint, and I wanted to have this done before, but I didn't get that far. So let me know what you're working on. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching on my page, Birds of a Feather, or YouTube. Hi, Pam. Thanks for saying hello. All right. Already you can see that once you apply paint, it all just looks like it was always meant to be that way, right? And I might have missed some little spots, but we'll go ahead and start with this, and then I'll paint out the rest. Let me just get underneath this mold. And I'm just kind of gently tapping and pushing the paint into the mold a little bit. I think it's best if you can let these dry overnight and then do your painting, because really then any of the shrinking will happen naturally, and you can save yourself any touch-up paint that might need to be done. But that's not how we roll on a live, right? So Indiana is in the house. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and hit this with the heat gun just for a minute. I have so many cords running over here. All right, let's go ahead and hit this with the heat gun and get this paint, get this dry. And we'll go from there. It's a styrofoam ball, which is actually really lightweight, but I do like that the molds give it weight. So it actually feels much more substantial, and you will never know that it was a styrofoam base. excuse me, by the time we're done. Dry this as best as I can. I went a little heavy in some places. And I'll have more to hit. Hi, Joyce. You're working on a cloth tree. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would love to see. Share your pictures. Share a picture on the page or send it to me in Messenger with your permission for me to share. I'd love to see it. I love to see what you guys are making too. Sorry about this. It's a little heavy in the paint here. Go around this a little bit, and it probably will need another coat, but we'll just do one and I'll make up for it in the gold leaf so that you can see. And I'm picking it up. I can see that the heat gun is already causing a little shrinking too. So I'm going to just hold it like this, and we're going to get the rest of this painted, and I'll go in some of those areas. Just tapping in. And if I get paint on my hanger, that's okay, because I can come back with the silver leaf and touch that up. So no one will know. It'll be okay. Just kind of tapping, dabbing as we go. I think they'll be really pretty when we're done. And you're making baubles and snowflakes out of the molds. Fun. I love that. Are you using the original snowflakes mold, Lori, or are you working with the Blitz mold? I love the Blitz mold because it is, it's got some really, really nice detail too, and not quite, some of them are not quite as deep. So it works great for little projects like this. Okay, we're going to keep going here. We'll dry this and then we'll do the silver leaf, and I'll show you how that works. I chose a gray because I wanted something a little monochromatic, and I wanted it to have some interest. I didn't want it to be all just one color. You know how I am. I like my molds to have all kinds of things. Blitz, yes. So that's what this mold is. So we're working with the same mold today. That's fun. Okay. All right. I took even more Christmas out to the shop today. People are definitely shopping for Christmas already. And okay. And next week, I hope to be able to share some exciting news with all of you here on the live, and making something fun and new that I haven't shared before. Let's do, I'm just getting in here. I really want the top to show. I think we're almost done. Hang in there with me. We're going to be okay. And I did get a little bit of gray paint on there. Okay, so I just want to come in here and see if there's anything super obvious. But like I said, I'll touch up as we go. All right, so let's just go ahead and dry this a little bit, and we'll go from there. Okay. I love this heat gun because it's so quiet. Makes it okay to do this kind of thing. And so already the molds are shrinking a bit. I wish I would have had this part done before I went live. Okay, yeah, I definitely have some white spots on here. All right, but I think we're going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and just hit in here just a little bit. All right, I'll worry about that. I'll fix that. I just really want to kind of give you the paint technique for this. So now you can see that we've got our molds. I do have some white spots and I'm not worried about that. And I got a little bit of paint on my hanger, but I'll touch that up with the silver leaf, okay? And so the next step is we're going to use some plastic wrap and we're going to use some silver leaf paint. So I'm using the silver leaf paint. This is by Retique It. And I hope this is the silver leaf and not the pearl. It is. Okay, so this is by Retique It. It is available on my website, but you just need a silver leaf type paint. And I love this because it truly looks like leafing. And I have the gold too, so I might make some in mixed metal, some in just the silver leaf, whatever, but it has nice coverage and it's really, really, really lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and I'm going to stir this really well. It's almost got like this white appearance because it's just, it is really, really, really a shiny, shiny silver. Okay, so I'm going to get another brush and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start up here so that you can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply this over my ornament. I don't know if you can see how incredibly shiny that is, but it is very, very shiny. And I like that the dark gray is showing through. The peppercorn by Wisel is showing through. It just gives it a little more dimension and it makes it look aged instead of, you know, like glazing this or something like that. I'm going over some of the crevices and pushing into others just so it is worn. And I'm going to again do half of this. I'll go ahead and do these little bits. I want it to set up just a little bit before I take the plastic wrap to it. So almost so just to allow it to get a little tack as we go. Hi, Lisa. I have more Indiana in the house. Indiana is showing up tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. And I'll be sure to take a picture of these when they're finished. All right, let me get this one. Just gonna kind of come around here. It's super, super shiny. And I'm gonna seal it with a gloss. And so it'll just kind of, it'll even give it more shine and it'll look like glass. So you can see how shiny and sparkly that is right there. And it's already got a little age. I want to get this one too because we're going to be going around with the plastic wrap. So you can see the coverage is really, really nice. But any, you know, just silver paint, whatever your favorite metallic paint is, will work with this too. So now that it's set up a little bit, I want to feel it and it's a little tacky. And I'm just going to take my plastic wrap and I'm just going to go around this and I'm going to rub it a little bit. You can see I'm getting some of the paint off of here and I may have let it tack up a little too much, but I'm just going to pull off any excess of this. And just we're kind of aging this a little bit and taking some of this off. The shiny stuff, Lisa, is a silver leaf paint by Retique It. And so I just want to age this further. I could spritz it with water, but I'm really not prepared to do that in my space today. But now you can see we've got, it's just kind of aged, and you're very welcome. It's just kind of getting aged and like that. And I can add more, I can keep going, I can brush on other colors and really add some dimension. But we'll go ahead, and now you can see we're starting with the peppercorn, and then we've got this. So we'll go ahead and turn this over and get this other side done as well. It goes on very light and then darkens up a little bit as it dries. Kind of coming in these edges a little bit, pouncing. You really want to get into the details. It can also be helpful to paint your styrofoam bowl before you start adding the molds. And then you don't have to worry about getting in there. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So let me ask you a question. Do you prefer gold for the holidays or silver, or a mix of both? What do you decorate with at home? I would love to know. Okay. I myself like a little bit of gold. I like it antiqued. And then silver is pretty too. These would be so pretty in a garland or just in a bowl. I had someone ask me today, she had a dough bowl and she had these really pretty candles and candle rings in there, and wanted to know what else she could add. And immediately I just thought, oh, you know, some really pretty glass ornaments would be beautiful in it. Okay, I've got this one little area here. And then I'm going to take my plastic wrap, and this time I'm just going to go ahead and open it up a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around it, being gentle with it. These molds have been on the ornament for a little bit. And then I'm going to pull it away. Just like that. And then we could even add some, I may even add some white paint to this. I don't know. But now we've just got, it's kind of, you know, distressed, and it has a little bit of age, but it has a lot of shimmer to it, which I think is really, really pretty. Both. You do too, Lori. Yeah. So just like that. And so I'm not really sure what color I'm going to add next, but I may do white. I don't know yet. I'm going to let this dry really well before I move on to the next step. And I'm just going to see if I missed any spots. But easy peasy, and it's just out of a styrofoam ball with your little hanger, and then adding some molds, and then you end up with something that is really dimensional and really, really pretty. So maybe even blue. I don't know. I don't know. You'll just have to come back and see the picture tomorrow and see where we landed. So anyway, this was a quick one. And wherever you are, I hope this finds you well. Show me your ornaments. Show me what you're making. I love, love, love to see. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can and answer to the best of my ability. All righty, everybody. Thanks again. I will see you next week or sooner. I don't know. I'm making all kinds of things. So, and I love to share with you. So take care. All right, everybody. Good night.